One to Europa Games Orlando. We are here live with the $10,000 Infinite Warfare Tournament here live from the Orange County Convention Center. Should be a fantastic match to start us off as we're going to have AES/Guru going up against Vibe Gaming in our first best of three winners round one matchup, which should be a very, very interesting one. To kind of break down the maps heading into this first match, we're actually going to be having Hardpoint on Breakout as map number one. As of course, you guys can see the rig draft currently loading in. For map number two, it will be S&D on Retaliation. And if it goes to that map number three, we will be seeing Uplinked on Precinct. Winner of this match will obviously face off against Team Rogue. If you guys are curious and are currently in the venue and want to know how the bracket is looking, we're going to try to obviously put that on the stream here shortly. And as well, if you guys want to go ahead and go over to the desk, you can obviously see how the bracket is looking for now. So as we obviously look here in our first matchup between AES and Vibe Gaming, we can obviously see how the rig draft is currently going down for the side of AES. Godlow, Razik, Diabolic, and Deddy grabbing pretty standard overall payloads when it comes down to it for the most part. Active Camo, Centurion, Reactive Armor, and the FTL Jump. And for the other side, Vibe Gaming, we got FTL Jump, Active Camo, Reactive Armor, and Centurion. So basically a mirror matchup for the most part. Should be a pretty interesting game, I would say. And for those who are obviously watching, a lot of people are probably going to know the names of guys like Godlow and especially Diabolic. Guy has been really been around the Call of Duty scene for a very, very long time. And it should be a very interesting match, to say the least. So as we get ready to load in here toward map number one, it should be a fantastic start to what should be a very, very interesting weekend, to say the least. If you guys want to show the streams of love, obviously feel free to tweet it out, twitch.tv/UMG events. As we load in here toward map number one, it's time for some breakout. It's time for some hardpoint. Going to be taking a look here through the arsenal of both squads. Looks like some K-bar love. Looks like 4 K-bars from AES. Looks like we got some MV4s as well. So 2 MV4s for the side of Vibe Gaming and 2 K-bars as well. AES going with a full K-bar setup. So basically, as far as how things start off, the side of AES is going to be on the non-preferred side. Vibe Gaming, due to having those spawns when it comes down to that second hill, are going to be more preferred. So with that, going to start off with Poison. Off the break, going to be rocking one of the 2 MV4s here to start things off, as we will load in here toward Central Rooftop. MV4 in hand, early trophies out as well. That trophy drone Centurion obviously going to be playing the factor to stop a lot of those nades. Early shower control going to be awarded toward the side of AES. Diabolic ends up dropping toward the side. It looks like it is going to be Deddy who is there for the response. No time going in anyone's favor yet. Just both squads trying to be aware of each other's setup. One player inside of showers. Razik trying to call that one out to his teammate. Here comes the pinch, but not one is going to be there. The trade will come through there for the side of AES. Still only 1 point being scored on the board after the first few seconds of Central Rooftop beginning to make its way. Vibe Gaming doing a great job. Nice shots there coming in from Spankle. I like the name Spankle. Assist there coming in as well. It looks like Vibe Gaming actually do have preferred spawns right now. You're actually going to see a Vic kind of holding toward this back garage side, just trying to make sure his team does have the more preferred spawn. So now, after AES does gather some of the scrap points, are going to be on that rotation, trying to make their way here through towards cell block. This could definitely be one of the more preferred hills to hold. You can grab a lot of easy points if you hold it down correctly. There's 3 go down, actually, for Vibe Gaming. It's now left up to Poison to try to hold this one down. MV4 in hand, and that one will shortly fall to the ground. Diabolic and the boys quickly start to rally as they're only going to be down a few short seconds. Diabolic trying to provide some attention over toward that wall run. As kills start to go in his favor, obviously spots 1 nade out, and this should be an easy kill. Good trigger discipline, is able to finish it off in the end. But little does he know, his teammates have actually dropped, and now Diabolic has to make the play. Rounding back, using the wall runs to his advantage, but Spankle is there for the cleanup. 6-3 start for Spankle. A lot of early time in the hill as well, but that time will shortly be dwindled. Trap there for the response, able to clean up that kill there in the end. So leftover time being awarded toward Vibe Gaming is actually Trap's going to then to go and go on the rotation, seeing that both of his teammates have already fallen. Looks like the side of AES is going to be in a great spot to potentially grab a lot of this next tilt time over in Graveyard. Scare about. Trying to zone out here toward those stairs. One player is going to absorb the blow, but here comes the push. 1, maybe 2, but no, not going to happen for Diabolic. At least we'll halt the progression for the time being. Poison ends up dropping off the wall run. And no Godlow and Deddy cleaning up at least 3 of those kills in the overall kill feed. Doing a great job at currently locking this one down. Side of Vibe Gaming questioning how do they break this setup. It's all going to be down to an early pick, and Trap is trying to make that one happen for his squad right now. MV4, Vic finds one. Looks like Godlow will respond. One player toward the back is Poison. This is a big kill he needs to get. He's able to find at least one. Pressure from behind as AES is realizing that they might have actually given up the next spawns for this next hill. I'm not sure if AES really has that in the back of their minds. Diabolic beginning to rotate forward, realizing they've basically held Graveyard perfectly. Now have to be on the rotation. Some sticky shots there coming in from Diabolic. Spenkle yet again showing up in the kill feed. Most kills for his team at the moment. Speaking of kills, Poison and Vic really not doing a whole lot for their squad at the moment. 3 and 7, actually 4 and 7, 2 and 8 for Poison. Not making the biggest impact in the game as of yet, but one player who is, Godlow, 12 and 4, make it 13 and 4, 8 spree. Getting closer to those very deadly score streaks. As he's going to clean up just about every single kill on the map right now. Absolutely destroying it. He finds another one. Godlow absolutely going off 10 spree. As he's going to give his team massive momentum right now. As they're getting closer toward that 100-point mark. 25 seconds left in commissary until we get ready to rotate again. And Godlow is not done. He wants 2 more. Godlow absolutely decimating. He'll finally fall, but 17 and 5 start for the man. I think he might even have more kills than the entire team combined for Vibe. It's actually not true. But either way, Godlow starting off to an incredible fashion. And Razik trying to continue that streak. I think Godlow even got a Thor. I have not even seen this in the competitive play yet. And the game's nearly half over through the season. He is definitely looking like Thor, raining from above. Unfortunately not finding anything. Kind of reminds me of like an AC 130 type thing, I guess. But we'll find at least a few there toward the top, and that's definitely going to be not good if you're a Vibe Gaming fan. It looks like the KDs will continue to get a little bit more gruesome as Godlow having an easy time right now, 23 and 5. I feel like this isn't fair. This really isn't fair. Godlow, what are you doing right now? This is disturbing. I need to go back onto a Diabolic. This is, if you're under the age of 14, I highly recommend not watching that anymore. That was absolutely scary to watch. Godlow, 26 and 5. I really had to go back and forth with him. I mean, this is just like, I don't know, how do you stop this? I mean, how do you stop someone who's just constantly raining down fire from above? 145 to 34. Godlow, without question, has been the reasoning why AES does have the lead they do currently possess. And actually, right as he comes off of that score streak, he's going to be in a perfect spot to actually guarantee his team to have good spawns, actually. Got to give Razik some love as well. 7 spree for him. I feel like the side of AES has been built on streaks, and that's the reasoning why they've been put in such a great position right now. Razik just trying to watch every angle possible. The side of Vibe Gaming really needs to get something going, some momentum for their side. Trap coming from the front way ends up falling. Vic trying to save up his fallen comrade, but it's not going to go well for him either. Razik continues to go on sprees. 9 spree will finally end there for Razik. Trying to make somewhat of an impact after Godlow's very, very solid beginning. Godlow is putting up pub numbers right now. And thankfully, Spenkle will be there for the ending kill, but ending time this time going toward Diabolic. Granted, he's 6 and 10, but his team is up by a margin that is very scary. As he will grab the scrap points, it's time to be on the rotation here. Over toward Grave. Vic pulling toward the back, and you can obviously see some of those streaks start to come forward. The side of Vibe Gaming really needs to try and form a strategy. Go back to the drawing board, try to make something happen, because here comes the side of AES. 2 immediately fall, Razik does as well, and as Deddy will drop there as well. So Vibe Gaming desperately getting some much needed time. Have barely even reached that 50-point mark, and AES is already nearly toward that 200-point one. 4 streaks start to rain in. Vic will at least find one toward the back. Can he find the second one, though? Not going to be home, and Godlow yet again continuing to make things happen. He's got some streaks to work with. He's also got active camo. He'll end up dropping there to, I believe that was Poison. Razik trying to make an impact of some sort. It's Vibe Gaming trying to hold on to any time that they possibly can, but it's not going to go through for them as far as the scrap points are considered. AES definitely needs to get on that rotation and start to push forward for those back helipad spawns. And Trap is going to be the man in the way. This is a big kill that he needs to find. If he can't find it, that's absolutely huge. He will end up dropping, and now that could be spawns actually given to Razik. Does he know his player is here? It's not going to happen. Spenkle trying to stay up for his squad. Definitely the main slayer for his team up to this point. He's also negative. Only 22 seconds inside of the hill. That's about a good 30% of what Vibe Gaming's overall total is. Player toward the stairs. Godlow continues to start to destroy. entrapping the boys from Vibe Gaming, just trying to get any time they can. FTL jump gets rocked, and will the MV4 play will be able to make it happen? No, he'll end up wasting that one in the end. As we'll get ready to see how the last few seconds do tick down. Vic drops toward the back. And here comes Diabolic trying to watch over his teammates. Godlow continuing to decimate. Man has streaks that he could use at any time if he wants to. As they're only going to be 20 seconds away from closing out this map number 1. 37-10 for Godlow. I feel like it's only out of respect that we must go on with him until this game ends. Watching from up top, continuing to find more and more kills. Question is, can he get toward that 40 bomb? Nice shot there coming in from Zeke, but it's not going to finish off in the end. Vibe Gaming, you need a miracle right now. If you want to try to take any more time, AES looking very, very strong. Only 9 more seconds needed. Vibe Gaming in a permanent 1 versus 2 is the time, as well as the side of AES, are going to be against them, and only a few more seconds needed, and that's going to do it. 250-74 as AES will take map number 1. I think in quotes, you definitely got to put Godlow. 40-11, a minute and 15. A minute and 15 inside of the hard point as well. Not the most time for his team, but when you put up numbers like 40-11, that's pretty scary to say the least. I'm not even going to lie. That's pretty terrifying to say the least. So, guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to let the players kind of reset as we'll get ready to load in here toward S&D on Retaliation. But don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more action live from Europa Games, Orlando. Was a very, very interesting game number 1 between Vibe Gaming and Apotheon/Gurus. We end up seeing Apotheon take map number 1, 250-74, after seeing Godlow drop 40 kills. He dropped a Thor. I don't think I've ever seen a Thor drop in competitive play up to this date, so that's obviously something to kind of mention throughout the tournament. But we're getting ready to load in here toward map number 2. It will be Retaliation, Search, and Destroy between these two squads currently going on in Winners Round 1. We have a lot of different matches actually going down here currently in the venue. We've got actually Vibe Gaming going up against Apotheon. Other Winners Round 1 matches are going to be Eros versus Poseidon. We have After Dark versus Precision, and Goon Squad versus Decide Esports. So a lot of awesome matches to come throughout Winners Round 1. But it's time to hop in here to game number 2 of this current series. And that's what I was getting ready to ask. Snipers, how many, or when will we actually start to see some sniper play potentially come out from either side? It looks like we are going to see at least one for now. Going to take a look at some of the arsenal from either side. Looks like some K-bars, maybe even E-Rad or 2. Some K-bars, but the one that I'm most interested in is going to be this sniper rifle. The beautiful and the lovely longbow. We're going to see if Poison can start to fire away some arrows, as he will actually be on the offensive side. I expect him to probably go toward this left and try to watch through top bedroom, potentially, as it will be the side of Vibe Gaming on the offensive off the break. None of them have actually grabbed the bomb yet, so kind of unfortunate play here off the start. Could potentially be a strategy, who knows? Maybe even some jitters, as it will be Poseidon. Poison, excuse me, finds that one off the start. Spankle finding the first blood. Poison grabbing the bomb. Sniper out, trying to obviously realize that one. Caught up to his teammates, and one's actually going to be in the back. And the nice shot there coming in from Poison, at least finds one. Now it's going to be left up to Diabolic in a 1 versus 3. Able to find one over on Vic. He is going to get smarted over toward Flat. Nade out. Vibe Gaming really just needs to really stay together in this particular situation. I mean, trying to earn those payloads after a very slow start to not even grabbing the bomb. That pick with the sniper rifle definitely was big, but we'll see if Diabolic can come up big in this first clutch. Should be good for his overall team's momentum. Finds one, but can't find the second one. So good play there from Vibe Gaming in that round number 1. We obviously end up seeing a nice snipe come out there from Poison after having to go back and grab the bomb. But if we know anything about Call of Duty, we know how quick the momentum of a series can change. That first map, 250-74 in one round, can completely change an entire first map's result. Still going to look through the eyes of AES/Guru. Looks like pretty normal action here off the break. I'm going to go on board with Diabolic. Wasn't able to clutch out the 1 versus 3, but at least found 2 of those. We're actually going to be seeing an A hit here from the side of AES. Pretty unorthodox play to start things off. Definitely trying to catch them off guard for the moment. Diabolic, nice aerial shot there on Vic. And that bomb has already gone down to Gurus. So with that, they're just going to try to play the time. They do have the man advantage. And when being on offense, the man advantage is very, very important. Poison Nice shots there over on Diabolic. MB4 in hand, but not able to find that where to Spankle. He'll end up dropping. Now it's going to be up to a 2 versus 2. Poison still remaining with a sniper rifle in hand. He will drop. Razik just has to play the time. 1 versus 2. Trying to find where these players are, and Vibe Gaming will clutch out this round. That's going to be Trap, who's going to get the defusal. Defusal is actually not a word, but I tend to make it one. Defuse coming in there from the side of Vibe Gaming, as they're now going to take 2 rounds in a row. Definitely much needed momentum that they need to have on their side when it comes down to facing off against this very, very talented team in the side of Apotheon. See Trap in the final kill cam, finishing that one off and getting closer and closer toward those payloads. The one thing that I want to ask is Poison, still going to be rocking that sniper rifle. Not very characteristic. No, not really high normalcy to really see a player with the sniper rifle have the most kills on his team, but he's been getting picks left and right, trying to go for that first blood. Not going to happen. Had the timing down correctly, but 2 of his teammates have already fallen. Spankle trying to resolve some of his fallen comrades as he'll find 2. Completely responds, and it looks like they're now going to be a 1 versus 2. A potential 2 versus 4 now, as Godlow realizes he has to back up. The nade will happen, but Poison and Spankle doing everything for their team right now. Both combined sitting at 8 and 2. Is they're now going to vent to get this bomb down here shortly. Godlow having to use some of that intuition, some of those hours he's put on Infinite Warfare. What are these players going to try and stay at? Shut down that player with the sniper rifle. How does the MV4 come out? Perfect timing. Godlow just got in the middle of a reload. With Spankle, MV4 in hand, needs to hold the head glitch down, but can he clutch this round out? And he's able to make it happen. Beautiful play there from Spankle to hold the angle. As it's now going to be Vibe Gaming up 3 rounds to 0. We know Godlow's shot has definitely been on, but Spankle is able to win that particular 1v1 engagement. The side of Vibe Gaming really has just done a very good job at clutching up when they need to. We've talked about that early near 1 versus 3 for Diabolic, but they're able to close it out regardless, getting those first bloods. The sniper play from Poison has been absolutely fantastic up to this point, and obviously he's going to stay with that one. No one going to be home, at least for the start of this round. It looks like a lot of the pressure is going to be over here in toward Plat. Razik finding 1 over on Trap early. Finds 2, actually, and now it's going to be up to a 1 versus 4. Poison wondering, what just happened to my teammates? I was with the sniper over on toward Bridge, and now all my teammates have fallen. Himself and Oni, and he's done. Guru, AES, Slash, getting a much-needed round on the board. Do not want to go down 4-0, especially after dominating a team like they did in that first game. What they did there was exactly what they need to do when it comes down to defense. Holding that plat control, making sure that they can get those first blood. That sniper rifle has definitely been a major bane for them. It looks like Poison is going to continue to rock that one out for now. Just trying to provide some pressure into that top bedroom area. A very common spot. And it's actually very interesting. They're going to continue to have him grab the bomb. Normally you want the bomb up in those close quarter situations, but regardless, the first blood will come in there from Trap. Razik residing inside of Garage right now, entering in toward Bike Shop. Can he find at least 1? He'll be able to do that. 2 versus 2. Poison now. Still trying to hold toward this angle. Just watching towards Street. And Spankle does have that active camo. If you are in a position to clutch, it's never a bad thing to have in your back pocket. Razik and Guru is actually in a rocking now, and Deadly, excuse me. I think he ended up spawning 1 toward that middle street. Uses that field jump to try and stay alive, and it'll work out for now. And now Poison left all by his lonesome. 1 versus 2, but he's trying to go for some shooting. And that one's not going to happen. Back-to-back rounds now for the side of AES. And in back-to-back rounds, Poison left by his lonesome. The sniper rifle is good, but Razik says it's not that good, my friend. Hits him with the psych melee at the end. It's now going to be 3 rounds to 2. Vibe Gaming still with the lead for now. We'll see how they can obviously transition when it comes down to this next defensive round for them. Spankle, 6-3 beginning for him. We saw how good he was with the MV4 in that last game, despite having a pretty big loss, but he was definitely playing very well. You hear those sniper shots coming in from Poison. Tagged up, but not dead as of yet. And here comes the active camo use from Spankle, just trying to see, eventually find anyone he can. And active camo doesn't actually really get used in the best way. Doesn't find any kills for it. And all he knows is that the bomb is down over toward A. Very surprising plays continuing to happen for the side of AES, but now it's going to be up to Diabolic. 1 versus 3. Trap finds 2 big kills with the E-Rad. Finds one. Potential second in his midst for this outside, but he should be shut down by the angles, and that's going to happen. Big kills coming in from Vibe Gaming. The big 2-piece coming in there from Trap. And now Poison going to go ahead and defuse that bomb, going to get closer toward that reactive armor. We know how big payloads can obviously play a factor when it comes down to these later rounds, and Vibe Gaming getting some much needed momentum in this overall series, really, to be honest. I mean, we saw a dominant performance in that first game by the side of Apotheon, for those who are just joining us potentially. They won that one 250-74. So the side of Apotheon definitely feeling good. But how can they respond after being down 4 rounds to 2? I feel like it's only right if we go on board with Poison. Continuing to rock with that sniper rifle. I'm a big sniper fan, I'm not going to lie. I'm a big sniper fan. But he's not going to find anyone as of yet. Razik finding yet again another first blood. This time it's going to be on Vic. And Razik still remaining to roam toward A, just trying to check every angle he can. And now Vibe Gaming left in a 2 versus 4 situation. Poison definitely not in a great angle. Spenkle holding over toward Ben. Is he actually going to enter into bar player just to his right? Close-up MV4 shot's not going to be home. Poison, last man standing, Oni in hand, and it's not going to matter. And it kind of seems that the reasoning why he's always left, obviously, as the final player is just those first bloods. Like those close-up quarters engagements, the reason why they're dropping so fast is just the great gun skill that we ended up seeing from a team like Apotheon. Guys like Diabolic, guys like Godlow obviously perform very, very well. It's not easy to win those close-up quarter engagements versus them. And Poison has been in a position to clutch quite a few times. It looks like he is, for the first time, going to switch over toward that MV4. And the side of AES doing things interesting yet again. Beginning to make another hit over toward this A site. Every offensive opportunity, they've really pushed this one. And you can see the side of Vibe Gaming not comfortable with that push. They're just not used to kind of defending or kind of holding their angles. And just like that, Spenkle drops Trap. You've gotten some pretty important 2 pieces in the past, but you're going to need 2 of those 2. E-Rad in hand. Close up quarter engagements, able to find at least one. Needs to try and regen some health, but he's not got a whole lot of time to work with. E-Rad still not going to happen. 4 rounds to 4. As the side of AES will tie things up. And potentially the final 2 rounds in this series. Because these are best of 3s. We only play Hardpoint, S&D, and Uplink in that particular order. And if the side of Apotheon can obviously win these 2 rounds that they need to, get to 6 first, essentially, they will close out this series and face off against Rogue. Vibe Gaming trying to make sure we at least see a map number 3, as that one will be uplinked on Precinct. We'll see if that can work out. So time to load in here toward round number 9. Poison. I've gone on board this man a lot. He rocked early with a sniper rifle. Pretty slow play as of late. MV4 in those close quarter positions, not exactly the angle that you want him to hold. Not personally a big fan of where Vibe Gaming is at the moment. We'll see how it can work out for them. Godlow, amazing gun skill from this man throughout the series. Continuing to dominate. 7 and 5 for him. Active camo nearly earned. 3v4 in favor of AES. Make it now a 2 versus 4. 1 versus 4. Spenkle at least finds one, but needs to clutch up, and it's not going to be home. AES yet again will find another round. Looks like we got some cash flowing there. Gotta love the taunts in Infinite Warfare. Cash actually reminds me of MW2 a little bit. Either way. Deddy letting him know this could potentially be the last round of this series. But can Vibe Gaming force the round 11? Vic currently sitting at 2 and 9. Definitely not having a performance that he'd like to repeat again. But we'll see if the boys from Vibe can replicate it, as it looks like the side of AES has actually fooled them this time. They constantly have hit that A site, but when it comes down to it, they're going to be making a normal hit here. So the side of Vibe Gaming trying to counteract, trying to predict what bomb site they would be on, and they end up choosing incorrect. We'll see how this retake will work out for them, as one kill does go down. Deddy will drop Razik there to respond. Godlow comes in with another one. 2 versus 3. Retake for Vibe. Can they force the round 11? Spenkle resigning in through hallways. Blair just to his left needs to find this one, but it's not going to be home. Poison 1 versus 3. You've got to go big. Early shots exchange finds one through Plat, but it's not going to happen. as AES will walk away with this first series, winning this one 2-0. But a very close search and destroy, as they will lock this one down at 6 rounds to 4. Great games, obviously, to both teams. A much closer map number 2 than we saw map number 1. But I got to say, there's an MVP to give. I think you got to give it to Godlow, to be quite honest with you. Incredible performance from him, as well as the AES/Guru squad. Vibe Gaming, despite obviously having a pretty solid performance in the map number 2, they're going to be moving down to the losers bracket now, it seems, and I believe that is going to be Apotheon/Gurus, who will now face off, I believe, against Rogue, which obviously should be a very interesting matchup, to say the least. So, guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we return, more fantastic action from the 4v4 Europa Games Orlando 10K. Do not go anywhere. We'll be back.